Good news, everybody. This is Wolfphototech coming directly to you through the power of the internet. The power of the internet compels you to watch my videos, all my old videos and this one, 42 times. For 42 is the ultimate answer to all things in the universe. The most mind-boggling questions of pan-dimensional beings. So stick tuned to this channel as I now explain that recently in a short article, possibly just because as they want to try to get in on the video game and to have more of a word on something, the WallStreet Journal has stated that according to various sources, they have connections to in the Nintendo, not in the Nintendo, but in the video game industry, that the Nintendo NX is going to be a cartridge system. Now, I would truly love to hear what you think about this possibility. And according to the Wall Street Journal, the cartridges are not too dissimilar from the Nintendo 3DS, but of course, being that they are the Wall Street Journal, and what most of those large news networks, say like Fox and ABC and the Wall Street Journal and the Journal and a whole bunch of those other ones, have for a video game columnist is someone who may have played a little Atari back in the 70s and it has insufficient skills to be a journalist in any other division, but the editor's boss, who has a son who needs a job, has to be employed. So, according to the Wall Street Journal, the NX cartridges are very similar to this. And that's the good chunk of their article. Now, jumping on to another news article, the Business Insider states that Nintendo going back to cartridges will solve pretty much all the major issues, not all the major issues, but several of the larger major issues in the video game industry today. Now, one of the problems they had pointed out, the Business Insider, has pointed out that, and I know this for a fact, and many gamers do know this, that one of the reasons why the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One require installs onto hard drives is because the system runs faster than the CPU, the GPU, all that stuff runs faster than the disk drive can read the information off of the disk. So, in order for the system to be able to most expediently process through information, it has to take all the information, import it from the disk onto the hard drive. The hard drive is capable of spinning at higher revolutions than an optical disk. Henceforth, why you need to install your games on the hard drive. Now, in the case of cartridges are insanely fast in access rate. They also have another advantage that the Business Insider did not mention, and I may have not have seen because I read only through 5 or 6 paragraphs on it, but I'm going to go ahead and say this. Another advantage of a cartridge is that it's not just the fact that it reads faster, way faster than a disc could ever hope to read, but the cartridge is also capable, when it is inserted into the system is capable of drawing information from multiple points simultaneously on the cartridge. In the case of a disk system, there is a single point read access. It can only read from a single point. The lasers are pointing at the disk as the disk spins. In the case of a cartridge, it has the capacity to read in multiple locations at the same time, as long as the connection has enough bandwidth for all those points. Also, another bonus feature of a cartridge, you can put in extra chips that improve the power of a video game system. Because when a cartridge is effectively inserted into a system, it effectively becomes a part of the system. It is not too dissimilar from an SSD or RAM or the CPU. It's now a part of the system. It's just connected onto the board. So there we go. Now, the only negative cartridges have is that they're slightly more they're a little more expensive to produce. However, that is negligible. You get a far more durable, in fact, more compact, portable game that becomes a part of the system, loads up faster, could have internal memory so you can save your save files on it, and a whole bunch of other things. And it's the natural evolution. Now, the only reason why disc media got ahead of cartridges or supplanted cartridges is because disc media is vastly cheaper than a cartridge. It takes a little longer to make than a cartridge. A disc is cheaper and it can store more information than a cartridge. However, recent advents in cartridge technology have allowed cartridges to get pretty darn close in capacity pretty quickly. Now, going with flash memory, a cartridge could integrate flash memory into its design and could easily store a lot more information. Also, the capacity of the cartridge can increase over time. The only limitation to the maximum memory of a cartridge is the limitation built into the operating system of the video game system. And physical space. If you want to make your cartridges this thick and this big, say like a Neo Geo AES cartridge, with modern day technology, you make a cartridge that big, you could probably put a terabyte worth of information on that. So there we go. I told you the story, I rambled on a little bit, and now we're to the end point. Please tell me what you think of this news, this bit of information that the Wall Street Journal has placed out for us, before us, and whether you are entirely up to gaming with cartridges. Also, do not forget to leave a like, sub the channel, and please leave feedback and ideas and what you want me to cover or anything in the comments below. Wubble about dub, and go on from there. So now this is ramble time. I'm gonna ramble a little bit here, and I have been talking about doing reviews for things, and I was thinking of doing this or that, and just shaking along on ideas, and I was kind of like setting schedules, planned points where I would do something. However, in the current place in my life, I can get really busy really quickly. I have a lot of relatives who all of a sudden need to be chauffeured here or there and need help with projects. And I kind of have to drop all things and run over there and help them. And I got a busy job, so I'm not going to schedule anything out. I'm just going to go wing it, as we can say, and just upload news videos here and there all over the place. And I'm going to do reviews here and there of video games, hardware, movies, TV shows. I am going to, on the movie and TV show front, I'm going to cover mostly Godzilla and some primetime animated cartoons, primetime animated cartoons, and I might go into my retro collection of video games and do reviews of those. I might also do some more recent games, but I'm mostly a retro gamer myself, so you'll mostly be getting stuff from the NES era, the Super NES era, uh, the second generation, the third generation, the fourth generation, the fifth generation. So, thank you very much. And whatever you think about that, please tell me so in the comments below. Thank you. Please remember, I want a little feedback. I want to know what you think about the cartridge, the cartridge rumor for the NX, and I also like to hear what you think about me doing reviews about TV shows, video games, and movies, and hardware, and I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna end it right here, and thank you very much, and so long, and thank you for all the fish.